Desert Between the Ears. So this is really interesting. Game number 4, by the way, in the 5th week of Myth Kickballers between Giant Killer General and Rat King. Keep wanting to say Sir Rat King or Sir Rat, but yeah, I don't know why he changed his name. I guess he's trying to be funny or something. But yeah, so this is the interesting thing, is that this is the rematch. This is okay. So this was the final. For those of you who don't know, Osmodian's draft tournament is sort of similar to this Myth Kickballers thing. It took place after Myth World Cup of last year, and there were like 4 teams, and they did a draft and drafted players on their teams, and it lasted for 3 weeks or so. I don't remember exactly. And the two finalist captains, I suppose, were Giant Killer General and Rat King, and they went 7 games toe to toe. It was tied up at 3 games apiece in the 7th and final game, and this was the game slash map type played between them. So this is like a really interesting kind of rematch bout. And like I mentioned before, 3 players on each of their teams played in those series of games. So like for instance, was it Kremisi and Donsky and Sam the Butcher played for Rat King, and LN or myself, Kruniak and Falcon played for Giant Killer General. So it's really interesting. I don't know, this wasn't planned or anything. This just kind of spontaneously occurred. But for me, it's kind of like this weird like synchronicity, I guess, like coincidence, where the team captains, the teams that they had at that moment, are on the other captain's team, and it's like this really weird situation, but kind of interesting. So it's the other interesting thing is that Kruniak is like, okay, I know what strategy he's going to use, but I don't think Giant Killer General used his strategy that he outlined for that particular map when I covered it, as it occurred. Like I don't know if you remember, but we basically had several people commenting on that map slash game type after it was played, and Giant Killer General did reveal his particular strategy in that game. And I don't think he's going to go for quite the same thing. As you can see here, there's no Thrall for his trade, and Thrall was a central feature of that particular strategy. So yeah, he's going to go for more of a squishy trade with goals and archers and dwarves, but I believe he's going to try to max out on pus, and then also he's getting maximum warriors as well. So kind of an interesting, kind of like a mobile trade. And for Rat King, the other interesting thing is that yeah, where's all the Thrall? I don't see any Thrall. Are there seriously no Thrall at all? There's got to be some Thrall. That's crazy. There's no Thrall at all. Okay. All right. I'll accept it. So it's territories on the Desert Between Your Ears. Yeah, basically it's almost like mirror reflections of each other. So basically we're going to go for squad based. So like archers and warriors, dwarves and pus for, I don't know about each player, but we're going to go for like flanks with all of the fixins. It looks like for Rat King, and whereas Giant Killer General, he's going to go for kind of this archerless mid, although the archers are kind of coming up behind here. Rat King is going to go tag in for whites, although I don't think he's going to find anything, as I believe they were all melted for pus. But he is going to scout this out and notice that there is kind of a larger flank with Donsky and Murkadon, who were kind of like bros in this series. Like they were kind of together in most of the games. And then we have this kind of gold pack by following them up here, although this is going to be split up amongst 3 or 4 players. Sam the Butcher, yeah, he's going to get 1 goal, and they're all loaded with pus. And that's the other thing to remember. So yeah, bunch of pus being loaded up. We're going to go for a mid and a southern flank here for Giant Killer General with scouting information on the north. And then I guess it looks like the mid, Giant Killer General with the mid going to be scouting the north as well, or meeting. Anyway, I believe he thinks he's going to be meeting a larger force up here. But Adrenaline is going to be kind of up here. It looks like by himself. He has a pretty large force, 20%, so 1/5 of the entire team's units here. It's going to be for him. Looks like Rat King did lose that scouting goal, so that's going to be unfortunate for him. Looks like it sounded like some pus went down, as yeah, looks like here on a pus goal. Now, what did I have? I had a couple of... No, I did not have archers. Instead, Valentine had archers. So I was kind of disappointed because I thought, you know, archers would be fun to have. But, you know, what can I say? I did have like one Puskull and a dwarf and a couple warriors. And so Donsky and Mercadon and Kremisi are going to be each on the southern flank, and they're going to be fighting Valentine and Kruniak, as well as, you know, myself in kind of a support role. And it looks like Falcon is kind of going to be here in a more or less supportive role as well. So this middle force is still kind of, they're self-sufficient more or less. There's nothing attacking them, but they probably need to send some units to relieve Adrenaline, as he is going to be squaring off with Milkman and Giant Killer General with Father Xmas as well. So it looks like those archers are going to be focused down a little bit by this pus. So a lot of this pus can be running in here. Kind of a weird pus by Adrenaline. I don't think it actually did much, and except slow down the advance here. So while this is happening, we have this going on down here, and it looks like that was a Valentine with kind of a waste of a pus, I would say. Like, I think it's better to hold on to your pus than to throw it right away. And so I would say that was kind of a waste of a pus. But yeah, you kind of want to hold on to your pus so you have some leverage later on, in, you know, if you need it. And try to get the opposing team to use up their pus in a wasteful manner as well. So these goals, looks like none of them have pus. Interestingly enough, they all belong to Rat Kings, who, like I said, he loves the goal packs. Although that pus going down, doing a lot of damage. Donsky, and all of a sudden Valentine is taking a lot of damage and have lost a lot of these archers. So slowly losing the archer battle in the south is our team, 66 to 75%. Giant Killer General's team is kind of up at this point by sort of a lot. As it looks like Adrenaline is going to be able to hold his own for now against Giant Killer General, and Milkman, I believe, backing him up in a supportive role. So yeah, most of the damage is going to go to Giant Killer General on that northern flank, at least for now, until Milkman is going to be able to engage. But yeah, now it's down to 8% or so of a discrepancy. And so it looks like Kruniak is still doing pretty well. He's kind of in there. And what the heck? There was some kind of land wipe going on. I hardly even saw that, as some of these units, it looks like, go down. Lucky for me, I was able to get that archer. And all of a sudden, it looks like we're back in this game. There's only a 7% differential, but boom. All of a sudden, Kruniak's archers all get focused down here by these goals. These Puskulls are going to do a lot of damage. Sam the Butcher and Renwood are kind of running interference here and basically trapping our force. As nice shot there, he was able to take out that dwarf and freeze a lot of those warriors. So who was that? That was Sam the Butcher with a beautiful pus on that force there, and there's not much that we can do against that at this point. As all of a sudden that 8% differential turns into almost, yeah, it looks like 15% differential, as Adrenaline, it looks like, is going to attempt to beat back Giant Killer General, but he is going to retain, I guess, like an advantage. And Father Xmas taking some damage, it looks like, or Milkman was it? I don't really know, but a little bit of friendly fire. But was it worth it? Probably, as Adrenaline is going to try to do what he can. Highlight is going to be helping out Adrenaline at this point, but kind of a hard, tough shot to deal with right there, as yeah, some of those units do get focused down. It looks like these archers are going to fall, so that works out for Adrenaline. But is he gonna be able to hold on to his dwarf? It looks like possibly. So this north might be able to survive. However, yeah, it looks like
Flag captured.
Father Xmas does hold on to that dwarf for now. But I think that Giant Killer General might be able to minimize the losses resulting from that. However, oh, what the heck? Did you see that? That was a huge goal bomb going off on somebody's forces.
Flag
Who was
captured.
that? Was that Kruniak?
5 minutes remaining.
I think that was Kruniak
Flag
losing all of his
contested.
stuff to that. And yeah, he's like, did we leave a big puss home? It would appear that way because I think somebody's goal, was
Flag
it
captured.
Renwood's goal
Flag
or
contested.
Mercadon's goal? I don't really know. Picked something up and blew those satchels as those warriors were running across it. And that just, I think that just destroyed Wrecking's
Flag
chances
captured.
of being able to take this game. Although Adrenaline, I think, held his own
Flag
for much of
contested.
the game, as he is going to attempt to, I believe, finish off this flank. But, you know, this is actually a pretty good move by Giant Killer General. He retreats to the edge of the map and tries to pull these units away, as they're basically the only units that can challenge, you know, the superiority of the artillery and the ranged units here in the mid. And all of a sudden, there's like hardly anything
contested.
left for Rat King's team in this middle situation. There are a couple units just running around tagging stuff. You know, there's that one lone goal over there, and that's pretty much it. I mean, you know, there's some units here. Milkman left some units on that flag just to secure it. It looks like these units are going to be chased by Kramisi, so that's unfortunate. I don't think that's going to work out very well. Although it looks like they do kind of have a veteran advantage. So if they micromanage right, they might be able to take that, but at a huge cost, I believe, as Adrenaline is going to be chased away by Giant Killer General. And yeah, looks like those archers were all taken out, so Rat King's team is slowly whittled away, but Highlight still has that dwarf, so
Flag
he might be able
contested.
to still inflict a little bit of damage,
Flag
at least for now.
Captured.
Now, Renwood's
Flag
stupid
contested.
goal
Flag
was so pesky.
contested.
Like, he was annoying me this game because from this point
Flag
forward, like, he's just
contested.
bugging me. All I have are these two
Flag
warriors,
contested.
and he's just chasing me
Flag
around and throwing small
captured.
pus at me, and really, really annoying me. And it looks like this dwarf is going to survive, but
Contested.
he ends up
Flag
getting taken out, and Milkman, believe it or not, is going to come out on top with that dwarf. As was that a big pus or a small pus? I don't really know. Kind of a weird. I guess that was a small pus. Yeah, that was a small pus designed to.
Flag contested.
And Adrenaline is going to be able to get one last kill here and probably fall, as that one warrior has 3 kills. That's pretty good, but he is going to be chased away by Mercadon, it looks like, and Milkman. So yeah, we just didn't have enough melee at the end to take out. We just lost too much, I guess, with that satchel bomb, and then, you know, all the other just getting picked apart by pus and archers together. And I think a lot of our pus was just kind of wasted as well. So, you know, it's unfortunate, but we ended up, although in the end I think it was closer than I thought it was going to be,
Flag
because Adrenaline
contested.
did put up quite a fight
Flag
in trying to dominate this northern flank and then,
Flag
you know, hold his own.
contested.
He actually did pretty well.
Flag contested.
But the collapse of our southern flank basically
Flag
just mate it impossible for us to pull through. Like, this is all that I have here. I think Funky
Flag
has like that.
Captured.
What does he have? He has something somewhere, but that was Rat King's final unit. That got taken out. Here's Funky being chased around by these units. So yeah, Funky with 4 kills. How the heck does he get that? 4 kills on that one warrior. That's pretty amazing. But at this point, I just realized that we don't have anything left, so I'm just going to give up and try to save my ratios. So I'm going to sit there and taunt, but are they going to let the game keep going? No, they're going to tag it.
Captured.
Renwood's going to tag the game and end it, even though, like, it looked like Milkman wanted the game to continue just to surround and kill these units here. But fortunately for me, Renwood sort of saved my ratios there at the end. So yeah, that's going to be it for Game 4, as all of a sudden Giant Killer General's team is back in this game, and it's tied up, or back in the series, and it's tied up 2-2 at this point. So this is about the point at which it gets pretty exciting, as we can see Adrenaline carrying his team 111 damage. Nobody can compare with that. I mean, Kruniak comes next after Valentine. Actually, Valentine doing okay. 45 damage. But Valentine lost all his stuff, all of his archers to pus and whatever. So that was early in the game. So I guess he could have done better had he survived. Yeah, Kermisi actually doing really well on the southern flank. He mopped up things nicely, 88 damage and 17 kills. I think that's going to be the most for any player in this game. Although Adrenaline's damage is just off the charts in terms of a map such as this, a light. But the other thing is you have to remember he had 1/5 of the units for his team at 20%. So it is to be expected that he is going to kind of score high on damage just because of the amount of units he has. But he's one of those players that you trust with a large number of units just because he knows how to multitask and handle that amount of stuff. Like, he's able to do it. So that's why we see him consistently pulling out high numbers in these games, just because he's pretty competent and confident handling a large set such as that, handling those offensive core key units, I would say. Whereas like other players, such as a lot of these players here, aren't going to be entrusted with those roles just because they're maybe less comfortable doing something such as that. That's kind of the way that I'm interpreting it, but it's not necessarily true. That's just kind of what I see going on, what my impressions are of this process. But anyway, that's going to be it for game number 4. Game number 5 is going to be the tiebreaker for week 5 of Myth Kickballers. That's coming up next.
Game over.